Hi guys, so I want to do a mini review slash talk about, mostly it's going to be just showing you the BAR. I'll give you a little bit of history, but not a ton. There's a couple good videos from Ian from Forgotten Weapons, and there's a really nice comparison video. I can't remember the guy's name, but he does a comparison video between the 1918 A2 and the 1918 A3, which is this one here. The A3 is the civilian version. So you can go check those videos out if you want more in-depth history and all that. I'm just really happy that I was able to snag this BAR, even if it's just for a couple weeks. So, and then I put some stuff out. I put the M1 out, 1942 Winchester, and my 1911, which is a commercial TIAS make of the 1911, but it's a pretty nice copy. Okay, so let's talk about the BAR here. Zoom in a little bit. So when I did that original short, I had said that there was no surplus parts on this gun, and actually that's not true. So Bill actually replaced this handguard here with the USGI, and I discussed with him about getting a stock. He said he's going to be replacing the stock. But other than the handguard, as of right now, the only thing that's original USGI is this handguard. So this here is pretty cool. Bill picked this up. This is an original belt. I'll see if there's a date on it. All right. Oh, what? I don't think that's a date. 5/18, something like that. No, there's something, but I'm not exactly sure what that says. And then it says the same thing, long 5/18. So, and all these magazines that are in here, these are all original GI mags. And the shooting footage that you've seen is with the original GI mags. I did not use the Ohio Ordnance magazine. So, get this out of the way. And this here is a cup, actually, if you don't know. This cup was for the walking fire. You could stick the butt plate, the buttstock, the butt plate in here, and you could fire on fully automatic for walking fire, which I don't think was actually really a thing. I mean, this gun was designed for that originally, but I don't think that was ever actually used. So this thing is pretty cool. It's pretty heavy. As you can tell, you may be able to tell, I took the this piece of junk off, this bipod. This thing is an absolute piece of trash. And this is how they originally were. So to adjust this, the only way to adjust this is to unscrew these nut wings, these wing nuts here, and slide the one up, and then tighten it back down. Do the same thing on the other side, slide it up. And then this is metal, so if you leave it on the gun and you fold it, it's just going to rub against the barrel. Not to mention this is like 2 or 3 pounds. So I took it off. I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to show you how to put it back on, since I got to put it back on anyways. But I took it off to take some pictures with it. I think it looks more badass without the bayonet, or sorry, without the bipod on it, personally. And if this was my gun, I would take this thing off. Little carry handle there, but it doesn't move. It just stays there. I don't know if the original's moved or not, but I would take this off, and I would keep the bipod off, and I think you'd have a nice little setup. When I first picked this up, I'm like, how did guys carry this thing? This thing is so heavy. Well, take the bipod off, and it's actually pretty manageable. I was playing with it, you know, clear weapon, no ammo in the mag. I was messing around with it outside, you know, just picking it up, things like that, you know, ready up. And actually wasn't as bad. I mean, it's still heavy, but it wasn't as unforgiving as it was with the bipod. And you take this thing off, you lose a couple more ounces. So I definitely see, and I was watching one of those videos, and they were saying how the 1918 was mostly used without the bipod. And I was like, no, you're full of crap. Like, that's not. No, they used them with the bipod. Well, I typed in 1918 A2, World War II, and I didn't look too long, but the 6 or 7 photos that I did look at, they did not have the bipod on them. And I know why. It's much more easy to deal with. So one thing that you probably see is some brass marks there. Uh, Bill didn't tell me it was going to do that. I didn't know. He said he knew and forgot to tell me, which kind of upsets me because this is a $7,000 gun. And if I would have known it was going to do that, I would have just stuck some helicopter tape up there. But like I said, I didn't know. So it is what it is. If you're interested in getting one of these and you get one, keep in mind it will do that. I highly suggest you put some helicopter tape up here. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the bugs are out. So sorry. And this stock here is kind of crap. Oh, there. Now it's moving. So I guess it does move. This stock here, I mean, it's a nice piece of wood. It's the same wood that comes on the CMP M1s when you get them new refinished. I don't like this wood. It's super soft. And let's see here once. You can, oh, I guess you can't really see anymore. But I guess it came off. There was some scuffs there. And it was just on a padded bench at the range. And it still scuffed that wood up. That wood is super soft. And I see guys complain about it on the M1 forums whenever they buy a new CMP rifle about how that wood's a little soft. I told Bill if he keeps it on, he should probably put some boiled linseed oil on it. It might help strengthen the wood. It'll definitely make it so it's not so noticeable on scuffs and stuff. So you can see there's some of the markings. And that's where the original markings would have been on the original USGI guns as well. Safe and fire. Charging out, there's a little mud on it. I'll clean it off. I thought this wasn't correct. I thought this was like, I was like, why would they put that shiny, gas plug in there? But that is correct. They were all like that. Obviously, the original ones you can find now are not that shiny. They're definitely dulled over time, but they were all originally that color, which I guess is stainless steel. So these were designed in World War I in 1918 for trench warfare. This sling is actually not correct. It is correct that it should be a leather sling, but this is supposed to have three little hooks here. Instead, this one has two. This is your normal like M1 1903 sling. The BAR sling had three little hooks. So this is the wrong sling. I just told him about that. He didn't know. So he'll probably change that. One of the major differences between this and an original 1918 A2 is this rear sight, because the rear sight in the 1919 A2 was stamped. This is milled. So this is closer to the original 1919. Sorry. I'm going to probably keep doing that. This is closer to the original 1918 from World War I with this sight. I did shoot this. I'll put a picture of the target in. It was pretty much zeroed at 50. I was shooting a little low, I think. But other than that, it was pretty good. So, yeah, I would definitely get rid of this handle. I think that would be better. I really think the classic BAR look is awesome. But let's show you how this works here. So this is a roller here. It doesn't move, but it allows the the bipod. It allows the bipod to spin freely. And all this does is it just unscrews like so. And while I'm doing this, all these parts on this gun, except the internals of the receiver, are swappable with USGI. So every single thing on here, this sight hood, the bipod, everything, the furniture, the barrel, the gas piston, I believe the gas piston, all that is swappable with USGI parts. So all I'm going to do with this is this is the first time I'm actually doing this, so hopefully I don't screw this up. But all you're going to do with that is just slide that on. And we're going to not strip it. I'm going to thread it on like so. It actually makes the gun easier to handle if you're doing stuff like this, or if you're cleaning the gun to have the bipod on it. But if you're wielding the gun in, say, combat, this is not, you don't want the bipod. Sorry about my Crocs. But anyways, so let me just give you a quick, trying to give you a quick look of this on both sides here. This here is kind of interesting. Something like the M14 has to help with fully automatic fire. I don't think the original had that. Could be wrong. Boy, those brass marks really irritate me. And you see the bipod does swivel, which is kind of cool in itself. That is kind of a look, at least on Band of Brothers and on movies and stuff, because on the movies, the BAR always has a bipod on it. And set this down here once. See, that's the other good thing about having the bipod. I can sit it down and use my one hand free. But this lever here is a takedown lever, and this lever here is also a takedown lever. So clean that up. But pretty good view of it. This is a once in a lifetime thing for me, for sure. And I'm sure for most of you, this is pretty much out of the realm of guns that we will ever be able to afford. So Bill paid $5,500 for this gun 2 years ago, and I looked on their website, and now they're going for $7,500. So from what little bit of research I could do watching YouTube videos on these guns, because there's not a whole lot, looks like there's actually two options, and one of the options, it comes with a Bakelite stock, not surplus, but like a new Bakelite stock they had made. I don't know if that was available when Bill bought this or not. I think they probably just do limited productions here and there. That's what it sounds like to me. Or I'm sure he would have gotten the Bakelite version. I'm really not sure. But definitely shows the character of a man that, you know, let somebody borrow your $5,000 gun, because not many people would do that. So I really have to give him credit, give him thanks for letting me borrow this and taking the first shots with it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is already kind of a long video, but it is what it is. But it was a really joy to shoot. If you can't ever get the resources to own one of these, don't feel bad. I can't either. But if you ever get the chance to shoot one, don't pass it up. You'll never regret it. You'll never forget when you got the chance to shoot a BAR.